Hello everyone, I'm Alan. Welcome to another soloing guide. I haven't done a video about soloing a raid or dungeon in quite a while, but today we're going to do Mogu'shan Vault's 10-man on a combat rogue. Now, the main reason you'd want to do this raid is to get the mount, the Astral Cloud Serpent, which is very pretty, but it is kind of annoying to get even on 10-man mode, so you do have to be geared to the teeth. I'm item level 741 with the gear I'm using, and I am using my soul capacitor, which will charge up damage and then output it at an extreme rate. But hell, let's get in! Now, it's not a terribly difficult raid to deal with. Like, the first boss is just a bunch of these dogs. What I usually do is I just go and like grab as many of them as I can. Oh yeah, and you can't be in stealth when that happens. So you do get a nice charge from your soul capacitor, so what I usually do is I try and run with a bit of a charge to some of the bigger ones so I can explode it on them. And if you are using Mark for Death, I would strongly recommend it. It is very good, especially with all the little extra ads about. Now these are just like the trash mobs, these aren't even the bosses. Now if you do want to get some extra stuff, you do this. You get an old potion of luck, pop that, and instead of just getting the average amount of crap, which is very little, you don't really get a lot, you do get extra little containers here and there, which does help. Right, now the reason I'm doing this as combat is because obviously the AoE. Now because it's 10-man normal mode, the mount does drop a normal, thank goodness. The fourth dog isn't here. And I never really did any of this when it was current content. So we'll just have to make do with this. So you see I'm building up a good charge at the moment. But you do have to be careful because they do actually hit surprisingly hard if you stand in all the wrong things. So don't do that. If you are a rogue like myself, pop evasion and use the glyph of energy regen, where if you're evading an attack you get extra energy. It's rather useful. Now I haven't used my ring at all yet. There isn't really a need. Now if you have, well, greater charms, you can just use those for extra loot. I wouldn't suggest wasting them here.
Seems to have activated with the demise of the Guardians.
Alright, here we go. Come on, Guardians, activate so we can wreck you. Like, I'm not even using full combo point attacks, really. It's kind of wasted. It's just, why take the extra few seconds to do that? We don't really need that. Let's close the objectives there. Come on. Now the reason I'm saying go combat here is simply Blade Flurry. Why wouldn't you want the extra AoE? Because there is some bosses here that do have a bit of AoE and there's a lot of trash. Alright, here we're going to activate the ring because I want to deal with him really quickly. Now the nice thing with Soul Cap is he doesn't really go into the other phases too quickly because you're absorbing damage instead of outputting all of it immediately. He should be dead in a few seconds. There we go. Ring explodes. He's done. Let's move on, shall we?
Feng the Accursed was betrayed by 4 emperors of the
Now the little orbits here are nice, but it's like, do you really care? I mean, we don't really care. Now there's going to be a horde of trolls running through. Now this is actually my most annoying part, because I'm melee and there is a bunch of trolls up ahead. As you can see them at the top there flying about. And you do have to kill their mount to knock them down. And so that's why another reason you want Mark for Death, so you can actually get a full 5 combo point eviscerate. And if you do have the class Trinket as a rogue, that does mean you do have range on your attack, which is kind of nice. Come on, you little cheeky bugger. There we go. Wasted a killing spree on him, but it doesn't really matter. Don't take any full damage, really. The bombs, negligible. You can just ignore them. And now, where is this other bastard at? It's really annoying that you actually have to deal with them. Well, I found that you had to anyway. There we go. The class Trinket. Bleeding Hollow Toxic Vessel, you do want that if you're going to go combat, simply because it increased eviscerate damage, 109%, and 20-yard range. But if you're any other spec that's got some ranged abilities, you should be perfectly fine. you won't really have any issues. Let's pop the capacitor there, take them out. Alright, now that they're gone, let's go deal with the boss coming down. Should be easy enough. Just pop everything. You just don't want to waste any time. You can do this run on multiple characters, but I would recommend at least being an item level of 720 plus. Simply because, well, some of them do hit hard the longer you're in the fight, and you want to deal with it really quickly. Plus, doing it quickly means more loot. Although you will find that Pandaria bosses don't really drop a lot of gold. Look at that, 27 gold. It's nothing really. So if you just want to do raids over and over for more money, just go do the Cataclysm ones.
But it ain't no tea. Take your trinkets.
Alright, so the next phase here is essentially just a bunch of ads. Just deal with them. Each ad group you do puts a little boss up top, and then you're going to have to kill the bosses afterwards.
Look here. It is the history of Xian, of the Endless Shadow.
The Endless Shadows, no one cares.
Who kept the kingdoms in check through terror and darkness.
See, good old mark for death. So, that one's down. Time for the next group. They all have funky names, and I like how this guy's got Armageddon somehow. Cheeky bastard. Alright, I think it's this group next. It is. Alright, so we want to be in the middle so we can cleave them all down. Come on.
He stole from the rich and kept everything for himself.
All done. Time for the next group. Now, the potions of luck don't really give you a lot of extras, but you can see I'm getting a bit of plundered treasures here, so they are nice. It's nothing spectacular. And you do get some little things you can send around. So, I guess that's nice, I guess. Little plans to sell. But it depends on your auction house market. Now, this is actually one of the hardest bosses for me, personally. Simply because they come in little phases and they're pretty annoying. But all in all, you do want to avoid as much as you can, because their area effect attacks do quite a bit. And don't pop your ring just yet. You want to kill the first one first, then use the ring, because then the others come one after another. But I will be using my adrenaline rush here. So he does a lot of melee attacks, so evasion just for extra energy. He's down. Now I use the ring onto this one. Yeah, just don't stand in front of these dudes. They're weird. Next one. So I want to get over to him quickly with the ring. And now the second one at the end activates as well, which is interesting. But you notice that the ring essentially just took him out completely. And now for the final one. By this stage, if you're combat and you don't have too much haste, you will be a bit low on energy. But just pop a Cloak of Shadows. He is a spellcaster. Interrupt as much as you can. And he should be down as soon as your soul capacitor pops, essentially. And just pop it again if it pops quickly. And there's them. If they get a cost off like that, just like I say, Cloak of Shadows, Feint as well, immediately. But let's move on to the next boss. This is where things get interesting, because we don't care about any of these bosses. The loot they drop is pathetically worthless, really. Maybe for transmog, they don't have any good things for transmog, but it's not even a lot of gold. The main reason we're here is essentially for Elegon, for the Celestial Cloud Serpent. All of these mobs, ignore them. If you do die, well, they'll still be here, but you're a rogue. You can just run by, and if you're not a rogue, just kill them. They're pretty damn weak. Oh yeah, I forgot. Ah, good. Oh, talking panda man. He'll run by them, but if you can notice, they kind of go at him for some reason. I don't know why. Anything good of them? Nothing. Nothing at all. Like, Motes of Harmony, they don't really sell for much. 5 gold. Meh. Like, Spirit of Harmony still up to 100 gold, but like I said, that does depend entirely on your auction house and what your realm's selling at. you're probably not gonna get a good price depending on if you've got a big space like me. Alright, get rid of that. I don't care for a soul cap there. Now this is why we're here. Like, I'm gonna finish the other boss, I guess. It's not really any point. They don't really drop anything of worth. Well, maybe not me anyway, but the main reason I think anyone wants to solo the boss is simply for, you know, the mount. Everyone wants the mount. And you can do it, like I said, on any character as long as you've got the burst. Because you really want to kill the boss here before he opens the platform floor, in which case you're kind of screwed because you will fall to your death. So be careful about that. Come on, Lord Joe. Now he's gonna come here. Best voice acting ever. At one stage he just goes whoa 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 whoa. Perfect. Perfect. Like you'll also notice, if you haven't already, in the top right, I am using leeching poison. Now if you don't want to use this and you want to use elusiveness or cheat death, you can. But I like to use this instead of the Mark of Supreme Doom for leech, because I want the soul cap here, especially just for the massive burst damage. Because that's also why I'm kind of, you know, not using a lot of my cooldowns. I kind of want to keep everything just for him, because I want to burst him down before the floor opens and too many ads show up. Because he will put out these little stars that you do have to kill. But if you can burst him down quick enough, that doesn't matter in the slightest. And you can just deal with that. Now another thing you can do to help burst him down quickly, Drums of Fury. They're really cheap. They're like 20 gold each if they're really expensive. I've seen some sell for like 5 gold. But it's essentially a bloodlust or a heroism for you. Increases all haste by 25%. You know, so you need that. So you just burst them down, run in, do it, and hopefully you'll get the mount. So open up. There we go. And now you'll notice like my soul cap is charged in right away. I want this because all the extra damage is good damage. The more the better. See, there's the woo 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 phase he does, which is the silliest thing ever. And we want to kill him before the ads kind of get a bit out of hand. Especially during Red Bandit's Guile, where you do the most damage. There we go. And he's dead before the floor opened, which is exactly what we want. So then you just do your little bonus roll and get any loot if there is for you. Anything good? Anything good? Oh, that's okay. If you want to do some cheesy twinking for time walking. But the main reason we're here is, oh, I get the same thing again. That's kind of exactly what you want. But sadly, no mount. But you can notice we did get a good few plundered treasures. They will contain a lot of things, including trillium ore, which is really what you want as well, if you're gonna do that, because people make all those onyx panthers and things from it, all those mounts.
Repurposed ancient Titan technology to advance their empire.
But yeah, we need to go on to the next boss, which is the Will of the Emperor. And that's essentially that, really. But everyone just wants Elegon. And sadly, no mount today. But you can do it weekly, which is nice. Take a bonus roll if you can. If you don't have any greater charms of luck, go to the Throne of Thunder area on the Isle of Thunder and just do the little dailies there. You'll get plenty of them. So, we'll quickly deal with these. But it's all in all, it's super easy. The final boss is actually much easier than the few bosses, the kings before this guy, and a lot easier than Elegon. I actually made a mistake on Elegon there. If you notice, I was standing underneath the boss, so I couldn't actually hit him directly, which was a silly mistake of mine. But hell, kill him anyway. All these ghosts everywhere. Now even in Legion, from what I've seen, these raids are still terrible for gold. So if you want to run old raids for gold, still go do the Catawans. But when it comes to mount farming, hey, this is super easy. The same for Throne of Thunder up until, you know, Animus. Animus is easy enough for solo. Alright, let's deal with all of them and then we're done. Come on.
The Emperor's rage echoes through the hills.
Yeah, yeah.
The Emperor's strength grips this land with fists of iron.
This is such a boring boss because he just stands around slowly doing his little speeches, and you have to go down and then kill these guys, and they're all pathetically weak. I mean, if you've managed to kill everything up until here, you're not going to have any trouble with the final boss whatsoever. He is a walk in the park compared to everything else. Another Emperor's Rage.
Burns everlasting.
See what I mean? Pathetically weak. Soul Cap, really handy. You kind of want to use it to get as many charges as you can. But if you don't have a spec with that, yeah, just do as much burst as you can. This is literally all about burst. Oh yeah, the courage with his little fucking shield. Just do that. Killing spree will kill him instantly because you're above his head and permanently behind him.
The endless army will crush the Emperor's foes.
Come on. This guy with his speeches, no one cares. The Emperor is weak as shit. Oh yeah, the first real challenge. So now you just pop your cooldowns. Evasion will get you loads of energy every time you evade, attack, and it's golden. As soon as the ring pops, they all just die. See, no health left. Now I've got a soul cap charge as well. Good times. And that's it. That's the final boss. Super easy raid, and the transmogs are terrible. I mean, look at that thing. Who would wear that? It's like a turtle shell on your head. But there you have it, folks. This is how to solo Mogu'shan Vault 10 man as a combat rogue. Super duper easy. If you're anything that has higher burst than this, you're gonna have a field day. It's so much easier. So Fury Warriors as well, great time. Well, folks, I hope you liked watching this, and I wish you the best of luck in getting your Astral Cloud Serpent. I've been farming this weekly for a very long time, and I still don't have the mount. Maybe you'll get it before me, and if you do, why don't you let me know in the comment section. I'm Al, thanks for watching everyone, and bye bye.
I'm rooting. Kill it. Kill
Who
it.
the fuck
Oh, they
is
used
it?
hero. He's bad.
Kill it!
Guys,
killing
guys,
it? Okay,
the boom is
grab.
icon spamming me, please.
Kill the boomy, then the mage! Kill the mage!